Hello and welcome to our podcast. Today we've got two of the fastest growing influencers in the world. We've got Becca and we've got the man who needs no introduction, Levi. How are you guys doing today?
I'm good. I'm all good to go. Let's go.
That's great. Unfortunately, Bella was unable to join us today. She's in hospital. We all wish her well. But so Levi, obviously, I'm just going to jump right into it. You are huge on Twitch right now. So I just want to ask, what made you start Twitch?
I think watching all like the small streamers and like because they have fun and that, and it just looks really fun and there's a sense of community, and I just wanted to create that on Twitch.
So like the little guys inspired you?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, and Becca, what about you? What made you start beauty streaming?
I thought it would be fun and I knew I'd be good at it. So.
Really? Oh, okay. So, what was your first video? What was it like?
I think my first video was just a really crappy Bed Wars montage on Hypixel, I believe.
And for those that don't know what Bed Wars is, it's
a game you can either have teams or like solos, and you have a bed that you need to protect, and once the enemies break the bed, you can no longer respawn, and if you die when your bed's broken, then you're out of the game, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay, and Becca, what was your first video like?
I think it was the typical what's in my bag.
What's in your bag, like makeup?
Yeah, pretty much.
Great. So, as you know, Twitch has been around for nearly 10 years, 10-year anniversary in June. So I want to know, how has your audience changed over time? Like, because they're like similar to PewDiePie. He's like, it used to be the 9-year-old army. Now it's like, they're all 19 because that was 10 years ago. So how has your audience changed?
I say they used to be a lot nicer, and over the years, I guess, they've gotten a little more toxic than usual, I guess.
Why have they got a little more toxic?
Pretty much gatekeeping a little bit. It's not too bad, but it's still gatekeeping. And also just, oh, you trash every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's like that stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So would you want to go back to when your fans were a lot nicer? Or?
Oh yeah, it's a lot better then. They're way better.
Yeah. And Becca, how's your audience changed over
It's
time?
definitely gotten a lot bigger.
A lot bigger.
There are also toxic people, but I think everyone has toxic fans.
Yeah.
I would call them that. And they've aged, but some are still really young.
Yeah. That's really cool. So, so what I also want to know. So, when was it that you officially made it? Like, how did you get your name out there?
I honestly just don't. I think
It's just because obviously sometimes it's just you gotta work. Just keep posting good content.
It was probably after probably 3-4 years when I got the YouTube rank, which I think is like 30,000, 50,000 subscribers on YouTube to get YouTube rank on Hypixel. I have no clue. I can't remember though.
Yeah.
Because people in lobbies of Hypixel or Bed Wars or whatever just notice the YouTube rank, and then they'd go to your channel and see who you are, what you like, and then they'd consider.
So over time, your viewers have changed. So when you first made it, not made it. I mean, when you were starting out, how many views were you getting per video?
How many views will I get? Probably like 20.
And did that make you want to quit? Not,
I think it made me want to carry on, I guess. 'Cause it's like, oh, it's 20, and then it's like some videos would be 30, maybe 60, and it's like, oh, and then you get the odd one that's 10 or 5, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's perseverance, resilience.
Yes.
Yeah. And Becca, how has your number of viewers changed?
Well, again, it's gotten a lot bigger.
Yeah.
It's just because you have to be consistent whilst also evolving with the times and what's popular and what's not.
Yeah, so you don't get left behind in an older trend.
And try to set some.
And if you don't, you fall back and fall behind, and you end up like Ninja. Because it's I remember, so as many viewers might have found this experience, I've created a channel and it just didn't really get any views, and it was really quite disappointing. And but I gave up on it, and it was really.
You shouldn't have given up on it, man.
Well, I was just we don't need to talk about it.
Yeah, fair enough.
But so as I said, it's nearly 10 years of Twitch. So like, how's it changed? Like, is there new competition? Obviously, you're now like probably 10 years older. So is there new competition? Are you the best? Are you the
There
biggest?
is a lot more competition because everyone's getting into it and during lockdown because they're like, oh, I'm bored. Okay, gonna do this. Some people just are doing it because they're genuinely bored and they want to have fun. Other people are doing it because it's like, oh, at 50 followers, I can get affiliate and get paid for people subscribing and people giving bits. And then a little later down the line, you get partner, which means you can get paid for adverts and all that.
Yeah, so you're doing it for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Not the money. That's really selfless of you. And what about you, Becca?
As Levi said, there's a lot of competition.
Yeah.
But none of them are as good as me, so it doesn't affect me.
And why are they not as good as you?
Because they don't post the same things I post.
Some people might say that you're a bit cocky, or
I don't think I'm cocky. I think I just love myself. I think there's a difference.
there's a difference. All right, I see. So obviously, Levi, you're a Twitch streamer, and I know you Becca, you do a bit of Twitch, but you're like more YouTube based.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts on YouTube?
It's on YouTube. It's very inconsistent over the years. Because you got the quote unquote adpocalypse, which happened, which made everyone just crash, making no money, and a lot of people who were relying on it just couldn't rely on it anymore, pretty much. And it's just been very inconsistent with its advertising, and I understand why, because a lot of the content is not suitable for advertising, but it still gets monetized. So that's a big issue that needs to be fixed.
Yeah, but what I mean as well is, do you like think that there's a great divide between Twitch and YouTube, or one's better than the other? Or
for videos, I'd say YouTube, because a lot of people go there, a lot of kids go there, and
streaming Twitch.
For streaming Twitch, yes, but YouTube has also copied Twitch in adding clips.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and have you thought about going over to Twitch, or do you want to just stay on YouTube?
I'm gonna stay on YouTube because that's like where I originated and it's my platform.
Yeah.
But Twitch is definitely a lot more interactive.
Yeah, with your fans. And, yeah. Okay, so that's great. So obviously, Levi, did you say you're like mainly a Bed Wars player on Minecraft?
Yes, Bed Wars.
Is that your favourite game, or?
It's not. Yeah, I guess it is, because just goof about in it or take it seriously. Yeah.
And Becca, do you have a favourite game? I know you're a beauty vlogger, but is there a time when you switch over and you go play Minecraft, or?
I don't think so.
No.
I think I've always been a person.
Yeah.
I read books. I didn't really play games.
Really? You just not find them interesting?
Not that, I just get angry.
Get angry?
Getting angry over a game.
Yeah, I have that sometimes. I threw my controller at my phone this one time. I lost a game of Rocket League. Rocket League, yeah.
It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, it does, but and it's very frustrating. It was, I lost against a flat 2, I think, but it doesn't matter. But okay, so that's all we've got time for at the moment. So we're going to take a short commercial break now. But don't forget to tweet us at our podcast for a chance to win Becca's new book, Becca's Essentials. And we'll be back after the break.
And I'll go over some of the other topics that they might stick in as well. And we'll get a chance to.
When me and the missus are making love, we use Exs Condoms, shaped for comfort and enjoyment. Don't be a fool, wrap your tools. Hello and welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned. So I've got some other questions for you, Becca, more specifically. And what I really want to know is, what made you write your book? Like, was there a reason, or?
I just wanted my fans and other people who might not know who I am, because it broadens the audience. I just wanted to have a physical copy of all of the stuff I talk about on my channel.
Yeah, and what if for more educational purposes?
Yeah, it's easier to read, like healthy eating habits or exercise or so on.
Yeah, and it's better than watching a video.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I see. So, what another thing I want to know is, how do you deal with the paparazzi? So it's like, obviously both of you are huge on Twitch or YouTube, and you've got a great fan base, and the press, obviously, they love to stir stories up. So how do you deal with it? Like, do you have your own security team, just run away from them, or?
I don't need a security team at the minute, because it's not too bad with paparazzi, but they don't bother me too much.
They don't bother you too much?
No.
You see, I've heard, there's rumours, and I want to confirm this. Apparently, you were at Starbucks, and the paparazzi were there as well. They were just following you. And you fell over and you spilt your Starbucks on some random people.
Yeah, I don't really like talking about that, because it was very embarrassing.
Yeah.
And it was all over the media, but yeah, that is true.
It's true.
It is true.
It was quite funny, and I was, yeah.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah. Levi, have you had any, paparazzi incidents?
I don't think so.
Any embarrassing moments, just in general?
I started streaming by accident. I was just kind of sitting there in my underwear watching YouTube.
Oh, bet. Okay, so that's...
Yeah.
What's on the internet stays on the internet.
It will stay there. I've been tweeted it a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. That's I haven't ever had an embarrassing moment. But if you tweet us at L Podcast for any embarrassing moments, we'll be sure to have a look at them and maybe even feature them next week on our show. So another thing is how do you deal with hate? Obviously, you can't everyone doesn't like you and not everyone's going to like you. You'd be very arrogant to think that you're going to go through life without having someone that doesn't agree with you. But it's like, but how do you deal with those people?
Well, as we said earlier, every fan base has a toxic community within it, and I do get a lot of hate. Just don't let it bother you. They're below us.
Yeah, you just ignore it. Yeah. And Levi, what about you?
Yeah, I've got to agree with Becca here.
You said earlier about, you get a lot of toxic, fan base, but then, so how do you deal with that? Just ignore them?
Pretty much, but that just lets it build up because it's like, oh, we're annoying him and he's ignoring us.
Yeah, but if you don't give them that satisfaction, then they just kind of stop, do they not?
I think they just carry on. I think they just persist at what they're doing.
Yeah, okay. They just want to keep digging.
Keep digging.
Yeah. Okay, so and the other thing is, so obviously over time, like YouTube and Twitch careers have like blossomed, and it was like when you first started out, how did your parents feel about starting Twitch as like a full-time career? Were they nervous or?
She didn't want me doing it at all, really.
Because as Becca said, it was like you've got to stay with the trends. You've got to stay, now, not in the past, because otherwise you can just drop off. And it's not about the views. You've got to have a substantial amount of income coming into your accounts to survive. So, how did they feel? Nervous?
I think, yeah, they were very nervous, and it's like, oh, you're just gonna be one of the hooligans on the internet, and it's like you're not gonna get anything done in life. It's
yeah.
Like,
But you had full faith that you would make it.
I see Twitch as an opportunity.
Yeah. Okay. So, and Becca, so gaming is obviously, people have, like, at the start, people were making it, they were making money. Obviously, the beauty industry is like vlogging and stuff. It wasn't quite, there at the time. So, what were your parents thinking about it?
Well, I knew I'd do well, so I feel like I kind of brushed off on them. They were a bit panicky about it, but I had a job at the time.
Yeah.
So they didn't.
What was your job?
I worked at a local Aldi.
A local Audi. Yeah. Okay. So I've got some fake tweets here from the public, and that I put on a post earlier. And I just, who is your celebrity crush?
I have a lot.
Yeah. So give me like your top.
Probably the Levi. But
Really?
I can't see this, so I'm not going to say any more on the subject.
Okay. And you need
I don't think so. Not that I know of.
Really? Because I've got another one that says, is it true that Bella keeps ignoring your on-stream donations? So I'm just curious.
It's just people using my name to donate now.
Really? Oh, apparently,
Yeah.
we've got hackers and they've been like linking it to
You got
my
hackers.
house.
They've been linking it to my house.
The community, yeah, they're just like, they're curious. But
Yes, she has been ignoring my donations
yeah,
and my resubs and all that.
I heard you donated for the Super Daddy special.
I did. I yeah.
Really? That's quite embarrassing for people to find out about that. You proud of
Couldn't
your...
deny that. It's a good deal.
Yeah, fair enough. It's good value for money. I see what you're talking about. Another question I've got from someone. Who do you dislike the most? Is there someone that just makes your blood boil?
Again, I'm not going to say that here because then they're going to start a beef with me.
No, this is
I don't
purely
want that.
confidential.
It's not though, is it?
I get it.
I don't hate anyone.
You don't hate anyone?
No.
Okay, is there anyone that you just think is completely below you? Just
Everyone.
everyone?
Yeah.
Really? That's quite arrogant, no? You seem quite proud of that. Levi, what who do you dislike the most?
Probably Bella for ignoring all my donations and all.
That's not what your fan base think. They think that you're trying to get to her.
No.
Okay, I see. And the final question we've got is, what advice would you give to someone wanting to pursue a career similar to yours? So obviously we spoke about, just pushing your content out there, making good content, putting time into it. But is there,
just go for it. Start now.
Start now, yeah, and
Just try your best.
just try your
Eventually
best.
Something will happen.
Okay, yeah, that's great advice, and personally, I agree with it. Just keep going for your dreams or whatever you want to do, and don't let someone stop you. But unfortunately, that's all we've got time for today. Thank you guys for being here. And tune in next week for, as we'll be, releasing the winner of Becca's new book, Becca's Essentials. Look it up, have a look, and purchase, because it's a great read. Thank you all for tuning in.
Thank you.
What else?
I look so short.
Hello. Yes. That's fine. Right. Okay. So. Yeah.